What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Moneyline Madness podcast. I am Matt Cherico alongside Andy B. Andy, we saw some games yesterday, and some good, some bad for some teams, some fan bases. Otherwise, a lot of stuff going down. Can I get your thoughts? And oh man, the Eagles fans.
Is it really a victory Monday if the victory happens Saturday?
Yeah, no, it's not. You know what? I'm putting my foot down. It's not. There is.
It's a victory Monday for I mean.
There we go.
I mean,
congratulations. Clap it up.
Prove me wrong. Although I did something I never do. I faded myself, and I sent it to Matt immediately after the game. After the beginning of the Bengal game,
I thought 5 minutes in. I'm pretty sure you sent me this. Like
I thought the Bills were gonna win, but I knew. Pretty good shot. There's a good shot. It could be a shot. I'm going to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Bengals got a good start, so I put Bengals money line.
A good start. I mean, man, it doesn't get much better than the way the Bengals start, man.
I was like, all right, let's do this. We got Bengals, and then we got 49ers minus 3.5. I knew the Niners were winning that game by more than 3.5. Everybody with eyes knew they were going to, with a brain before the game.
Yep.
I'm sure we're gonna go game by game, so I'll save my Dak talk, but
we'll save it for right now. Just because Dak, he's went through a lot, man, and let's stay away from that first. Let's talk about the earlier game. Let's go in order, of the ones that they went.
Thank you, Ed.
Hey, you didn't even have to look for that one. But all right, first game. I mean, one of the best, I have to say, one of the best takes that we've had probably on most sports TV was, as a cumulative show, we all thought, except for Simo, actually, me, Ed, Meech, we thought that this was just a given that the Bengals were winning this game. And honestly, in my mind, it really was. Like, there was just no doubt in my mind that Joe Burrow, ice cold Joe, right here, freaking Double R says it, Joey Cool for president. It doesn't get much better than this guy right here. I mean, like, okay, no, that's not that ain't Joe Cool. All right, this is the real Joe Cool.
I had to.
Joe Burrow. I mean, what more can you say about a guy who just constantly has ice in his veins? Did you see that throw?
He's amazing.
That little thing in the, it was, I think, snowing, obviously, and he just did that little
that
flick.
Was elite, by the way.
That was ice cold. Like, come on. That's the only Joe around here, receiving.
As much as I was saying, I thought the Bills were going to win. I said it before the week. Burrow is better than Allen. Burrow's probably number 2 right now in my eyes in the league. And we're going to see this weekend. If he beats Pat Mahomes again at home, on the road, I guess.
Bro, we might have to have a discussion. Because everyone obviously has Pat Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league right now. But if Joe Burrow beats him, I'm not saying he,
twice.
This twice now. Yeah. Not saying he's above him. But I think we need to have a discussion of it being 1A, 1B, and then a big gap between everybody else. That's Josh Allen.
Joe needs to prove that one thing that he hasn't
Herbert, like, oh, God.
He has to do the one thing he hasn't done yet. He's won a Natty. He's won the Heisman. He's done this. He's done that. Hasn't won the Super Bowl. This is his year. I won't say that his window is going to close because it's not. That team's going to be good for a really long time. But this is an elite chance. They got the Chiefs with a team that's got some holes. We all know they've got some holes. They're not perfect. And the NFC winner is going to be the favorite in my mind, no matter what. But
yeah,
everybody's upsettable at this point. Even the Bengals, they're beatable. Everybody's beatable.
If they win, that'll be 4-0 against Kansas City. And
there you go.
Ed's already thinking. Ed's thinking he's 1A. I mean, it's close, man. I don't know if you guys heard that talk or that quote from Juju yesterday that said, "Why was Chad Henne? He had such a good game. Can you comment on it?" And Juju basically said, anybody could be good in this offense. So I don't know. I tend to.
He said that about the Chiefs offense?
Yeah, he said any quarterback could come in.
Juju, you can't talk like that. Don't say that.
I mean, Juju can. I don't know.
No.
Interesting.
That's not that type of offense. Pat Mahomes makes that offense. Yeah. Chad Henne came in, had a nice look. Backups always come in and are a little high. I mean, they're not prepared for it.
There's no film. There's no film.
So there's nothing to prepare for Chad Henne. When was the last time you saw Chad Henne? I know when it was.
It was
he played against the Browns years ago in the playoffs because he got hurt because Mahomes got hurt. So
Pat Mahomes
it's not that type
quarterback.
Of
I don't know.
He called his guy a systems quarterback. Dumbass.
I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy. Calling your quarterback a system guy is nuts. And I agree. Juju having a voice has always been bad. Whenever he's had, somewhat of a platform, he shits the bed. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
If you're gonna call your guy a system quarterback, maybe that shouldn't be your guy anymore.
Maybe it should.
There's
You don't deserve Pat
quarterback
Mahomes
left,
in that
and
case.
he's kind of proven to me he might not be.
Yeah. Well, I saw somebody else say this, and so I'm not stealing this take entirely, but I agree with it heavily. They said that Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes is like, TB12 and Peyton Manning going at it. And then Josh Allen is kind of like Big Ben. He's great, but how often is he going to get over the hump? Once in a while, maybe never. Big Ben did it once, but Josh Allen, I feel like these other two quarterbacks elevate their teams way more than Josh Allen has.
The difference with them is the other two just don't make mistakes. Allen just keeps making mistakes. I mean, that last throw, that was the interception. Whatever, it happens. It was a heave to try to save the game. I thought they miscoached that. McDonough didn't have the greatest day, but he makes too many mistakes. He makes dumb throws. He throws interceptions. He fumbles a good amount too.
Yeah,
that's just something you don't see Joe Burrow do. I never call a guy perfect because Aaron Rodgers used to play very perfectly. I know you see that name. He used to play perfectly. He didn't turn the ball over. He was great. Yep. That's kind of what I see from Joe Burrow. He just doesn't make mistakes.
Brett Favre,
he probably will now that I'm
does play a lot of hero ball.
But Allen tries to play hero ball way too much when he's not the hero. Ultimately, he unlike a lot of guys like I guess my example would be Pat Mahomes. He doesn't have the greatest receivers around him, but he's just making everybody better. Allen doesn't have to do that. Allen has
Big Ben does have the
second best receiver.
So I get where you're coming from in that aspect. But
yeah,
I do think in terms of I don't know, the other guys bring everybody up around them. Josh Allen's had a good team around him, and they just can't seem to get over it. I think that they should have got some type of run game. I think Christian McCaffrey was the move that will come back to haunt them. It did come back to haunt them.
I like James Cook. I'm not going to go over him. I know I have a little.
You need somebody to run the ball.
He's got talent. They're just not committing to running a lot, and I think that's part of Stephon Diggs. I mean, you saw him yelling at him. I don't think Stephon Diggs signed a long extension in Buffalo to be sitting there watching them run the ball. I think that's part of it. I think there's egos on that team that the only ego in Cincinnati is the guy who deserves to have one. All right, yeah. Burrow has a little bit of an ego, but it's not like I'm going to take over and you're just going to sit on the bench. No, I'm going to make you better. You're going to make me better, and we're going to win. That's Burrow. Allen doesn't have that type of vibe. I mean, he's a quiet guy who went to Wyoming. What do you want?
And is he on the same tier as Justin Herbert?
Allen?
Yeah, I'm going to say
Allen's
yes.
Up above Herbert right now.
You think so?
Yeah. Herbert hasn't. I mean, we talked about him the other day. He wasn't the reason they lost. I know Ed's trying to trap me. He's not the reason they lost this year. But Herbert also hasn't done shit. So at least Allen's gotten his
not done anything. I don't know. I mean, I'd say
Allen's
Allen's a little bit better. So I'm going with, like I had said, I texted this to the Mo Sports TV group chat, and I had said that it's now Pat, Joe, then I had Lamar, maybe Jalen Hurts, 3, 4, 5, 6, even tier 2 quarterbacks are very very close because the team around them and they both make bad decisions in the fourth quarter. The only thing is Josh Allen makes worse decisions in the other 3. That's the thing for me.
Yeah,
Josh Allen has been making bad decisions no matter the time of game or time.
He'll make one on the first drive of the game.
Yeah, Herbert shits the bed in the fourth. That's what it is for me. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I really it's close.
I mean, they've both been given a great receiver, right? Keenan Allen, although Keenan Allen wasn't able to stay healthy this year. And Stephon Diggs, too. Stephon Diggs is great, but it seems like him and Allen don't have the greatest relationship right now. But don't give me this. They're going to trade him crap. He's not going anywhere. Stephon Diggs is going to be in Buffalo. That team's probably going to wind up right back where they were, and they're just going to have to hope they win. They're going to keep somebody, a Packers beat writer said, they're the Packers. Until they win, they don't deserve anything.
Yeah.
Right? They're literally the Packers without the Super Bowl at the beginning of the window.
I mean, now, I'm not saying Josh Allen is bad. But if he has, say, a bad going into next season, he has a bad few games, we might have to have some type of discussion about him not being it. And I think we also need to have a discussion. And now Ed's going to get a little annoyed by this, but Brian Daboll. I mean, Brian Daboll left that Buffalo offense. He was the key guy in that offense coordinating it. He leaves, and now everything falls apart.
I think Dorsey did a good job. I just think the mistakes caught up with him.
I don't know.
Ultimately, the mistakes almost ended their season last week, right? And I think there was a lot that went on there, but I think it came down mostly to just where's the Super Bowl trophy? It's gone. Oh, that's the Daniel Jones one.
No, this is
right,
that's Daniel Jones. This
when
is
you
big
lose
Dave's.
Yeah, when you lose a coordinator, it does definitely make a difference, and I'm sure that made a difference. But I thought I think it's Ken Dorsey. That might be
Jack
right.
Dorsey. Or is it Jack? Or is it Jack Dorsey? Or is that the guy from Cleveland? I'm not sure.
That's the tough thing. One of them's a GM. One of them's the
Dorsey
did a good job. That's what I'll say.
Dorsey,
Whatever Dorsey it was, did a good job. So I thought he did.
Like,
yeah,
Josh Allen's discipline, and I think one thing that Brian Daboll has with his quarterbacks is he forces them to make the smart play. That's what it is, and that's the difference we've seen Ken Dorsey. That's the difference we've seen in Daniel Jones this year, and that's also the decline that we've seen in Josh Allen this year. Notice how Daboll moved from one to the other. I don't know. I do think this definitely helps Brian Daboll's case in terms of Coach of the Year, being that Doug Peterson is the next best candidate. He left the Eagles. The Eagles are still good. Brian Daboll leaves the Bills. The Bills are no longer good offensively all of a sudden.
And the Jaguars, as good as they were, went 9-8, right? I mean, not that the Giants record.
The Giants went 9-8, and then they won,
a playoff game.
The playoff
well,
game.
No, I think
Jags did as well.
The Jags went. I guess they went 10-9, right? Because they played 8. Did they play 19 games? Right? Yeah, they played 2 playoffs. I guess they both had even records, but yeah, Daboll did it with a little bit less talent. Obviously, a less talented quarterback. I know not a lot of people like to hear that, but Trevor Lawrence looks. I mean, you have the clip. I don't think he made any.
Oh yeah, the Trevor Lawrence clip. Sorry, I was reading.
I mean, if you want to show it now or you want to wait, but I thought he made good throws the other day. I think he made the mistake, but.
He did, and I got a little bit of beef because, we're calling people out on their bad takes, and I got to call somebody out right now on their horrible broadcasting, and that's Chris Collinsworth.
And we
I got
know
a bone to pick with Chris Collinsworth because his Pat Mahomes bias, oh my goodness, and I'm going to pull up the clip right now to show you guys this one. I mean, this is disgusting. Disgusting stuff.
That was a heck of a play by Mahomes right there.
A heck of a play?
And the last thing you think you're going to do is overthrow him 60-something.
And that's an overthrow? It goes
exactly
literally between Christian Kirk's hands. Like, what are we doing? I don't understand the player bias. Like, I understand it's Patrick Mahomes, but what are we doing giving this guy? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. His name isn't Chris Collinsworth. It's Jay Glazer. Like, come on. This is nasty. Like, I love Pat Mahomes as much as the next guy, and he does spectacular things on the football field. But that's gross. And Trevor Lawrence needed some more respect if you're going to be treating him, like that. The last thing you want to do is overthrow the guy. It fell between Christian Kirk's hands. Come on, bro.
It was bad. I thought that was bad. I noticed that right when he said the overthrow. I didn't notice that he was. I mean, I didn't watch the first half.
Notice the glazing of Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, there was an absolute glaze there.
I thought that even, I didn't notice it live on television. I had to go back and find another clip just because I didn't believe that. Not a good look for the former Bengals. No, it's not. I didn't believe that was the actual
won't have to
audio.
Hear Collinsworth again this year.
Yeah, thank God.
Done, right? They've got CBS on the AFC game, and then.
Yeah, he does love Pat Mahomes. He said, now here's the guy.
You want to talk about broadcasters? Kevin Burkhardt, and nobody does a better job. That guy.
Kevin Burkhardt is very impressive. Very, very impressive. But
been watching him since I was a 7-year-old. Good guy.
Great guy. All right, second game. The Dak pack. The Dak Prescott.
Wish
2
I had
interceptions. 2. Ew. What much?
One of them was
what else
a middle linebacker.
Say? Yeah, to Fred Warner. That was and I'll give a little more, benefit of the doubt on that one. That that was a tipped pass, not juggled, but it was still a bad pass. It was in a tight window, and it got somewhat tipped into someone's hands. But the first one, oh man,
that was rough. That was bad.
Man, that was really bad.
Look, that's who Dak is. I mean, that's you want to look at overpaying your quarterback. Look at what they did. That team, they overpaid a quarterback, they overpaid a running back, and look, now they have no future. Like, the future in Dallas is very bleak. It's very bleak. They add no entertainment value. You can call them America's team. They're not. All right, put the star on their helmet, whatever. they're not interesting. They had no entertainment value. The only thing that was interesting about that game from a Dallas perspective was Brett Maher going to make a kick. That was the only thing that had any intrigue for the Dallas Cowboys. So that's who they are. They're not that team. They haven't been that team for 30 years. We have lived 2 lives before they've done anything, right? I'm 20, you're 22.
22, yep.
That tells you they have done nothing in our lifetimes, so why should we respect them? They've done nothing. They are very little. They won a playoff game. Good for them. They haven't done that very often. That's pretty much it. That last play kind of showed me their season.
That was Dak's legacy.
What they're doing.
That was Dak's legacy, and honestly, you love to see it. As a Giants fan, the demise of Dak Prescott has been incredible, and I mean, I can't complain about any of it. He just makes horrible reads. He makes horrible decisions, and it's getting inexcusable at this point.
And Zeke is just a third down back, really. He's a short yardage back. I mean, I'll caution Giants fans. I know you're not going to like this comparison. Saquon Barkley turns 26 in February, I think it is.
Don't disrespect
That's what happens to guys. That's what happens to running backs.
You think so? I don't know. But Zeke is different. Like, Zeke never had, like, Saquon tore the ACL, whatever, and he came back and he's looked better.
Didn't look good.
Zeke just has gotten fat. And I'm also going to add this in here just because I love slandering. This is Dak Prescott. I don't know. Oh, I may have to move the other way. When he got beat up at Mississippi State in the parking lot of a game.
I
had to add that in there because fuck that, right? Like,
yeah, I'm okay with it. He was a beast at Mississippi State. I remember him there, but he actually had that team at number one in the.
That was the definition of a legacy drive. And
that was bad.
He laid down on the ground, and right here, as you can see above, these two guys, that's Fred Warner, and that's Nick Bosa just swallowing him up.
Elijah Mitchell made a really, really dumb play that if it would have cost him, he probably would have gotten cut. But I knew it wasn't going to cost him because that Dallas offense is they're terrible. I mean, they're an awful team. But like I said, that's who they are. That's who they've been for 30 years now. They are not. You can keep calling them America's team. They're not.
I said pause. I promise. I said pause. I knew it.
What'd you say? I didn't hear it.
I didn't know. We're gonna go past. But yeah. Otherwise, the Niners facing the Eagles this week. We'll be back.
This is Dak Prescott.
He
needs something. He needs something. That guy had a rough.
Yeah, and I don't know. Dak is definitely now a tier 4 or 5 quarterback. Not even on the solid serviceable tier anymore. You're now, making your way down there.
Take Jordan Love over him right now.
Wow. Double R will approve of that one. Not definitely. But I mean, you look at the team around him. They've given you offensive pieces. They've given you CeeDee Lamb. You had Amari Cooper. You have Zeke. You have Tony Pollard, who literally is breaking out in front of your eyes.
God bless that guy.
Good as well.
He did it. He got hurt. He broke his fibula. I think they said something.
Yep.
I don't know what it was.
Shit, bro.
I only know what the tibia is.
Jordan Love will be. Yeah, he might play in the XFL. That's
maybe. No, but that was rough for Pollard because he's going into free agency now with a broken fibula.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, that's rough. Would I trade Dak for Jordan Love? No, because I have Aaron Rodgers.
Oh well. I mean, how much longer are you really gonna have?
For right now, I have Aaron Rodgers, and even so,
for this moment, definitely. But
you can keep that $33.5 million Dak makes over the next 3 or for the next 3 years. You can keep that. Yeah, no, Fred Warner, to me, yes.
I mean, yeah.
He's the one that makes the biggest impact on the game when he's in the game.
Can I be honest, though? I feel as if this is a very weak position in the NFL in comparison to what it has been in history.
Yeah, the Luke Kuechly's are gone.
They're gone. These guys,
that whole run you had, I think DeMario Davis, if I'm getting the right Davis, he's up there. I think Roquan's up there. I know Fred Warner's probably number 1 on that list.
They don't make the Chase. They don't make the Chase Matthews anymore.
Devondre Campbell, I will say, I know it looks like I have a little bit of bias. He is a very good middle linebacker, but he's toward the middle tier. Like that's more of what that is. Shaq Leonard, I forgot about him.
Yeah, Shaq Leonard. Well, yeah, wow.
I mean,
but I feel like that position is definitely fell off.
But yeah, no, I definitely.
No, he's definitely number 1.
Yeah, no, he's definitely.
It's just like. No, he is probably the best linebacker, not even middle. You could take any non-positionless type of spot there. He's the best linebacker in the league.
Oh, that reminded me of defenders. Where was their star pass rusher yesterday? Because I didn't see
Micah?
him. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, bro. It's tough. You got.
He didn't. I mean,
you
you talk about when you're a team, you need stars to step up. George Kittle, he stepped up. That's a star. He stepped up.
Yeah.
Their stars didn't step up.
Yeah, no, and Jerry's going to be very angry. Jerry's not going to be happy.
Brett Maher actually had a better game than Dak.
Wait a minute. We need to talk about Brett Maher. The first kick that got blocked was still missing. That's awesome. That's
Dude,
awesome.
I said it. I said, I don't know if I said it on air or if I said it to you two after, that if he missed, Twitter would blow up, and boy, did Twitter blow up.
Yeah.
I mean, we had one that went viral. I mean, it was insane. That was
great. I mean,
yikes.
Wow. Like, you talk about a guy that's just lost all confidence. He's completely
The
Chuck
question
Knobloch
is he
over
going
there.
to be back?
No, I don't think he sees a job in the league anymore.
I
This
think
is
he
giving
sees a
me
job in the league.
this is giving me Greg Joseph vibes, dude. When have you seen Greg Joseph in the NFL after the Vikings?
That when he was the one who missed the Vikings kick.
Yeah.
Right? I think he played like 2 more games for the Browns, if I'm not mistaken.
He
The
might have played a
Browns,
little
like,
bit,
there's
but
like
bro
a
is out of there.
That's the thing.
Who wants you choke in the playoffs? Like,
If you used to be a kicker and you would fail, you'd always have Cleveland or Chicago to go back on because they'd always need kickers. That's over now. They both have their kickers. So no, you're right. You're right. It might be tough for him. I know if Rodrigo Blankenship can't get a job, then he ain't gonna get a job. There's a good kicker coming out of Georgia this year. He's gonna get that. Might be Dallas's kicker next year. I mean,
kickers don't get drafted, right? Like, that's a thing. Kickers, like, Blankenship was the first.
I know
kicker
one
to
got
draft in a
drafted the
while.
year Blankenship did. Blankenship didn't. I know somebody. I think the Colts drafted a kicker that year.
But you know, it's another thing that's interesting to me is, like, Robbie Gould is like, he's nails. You know what I mean? Like, that's a guy that is absolutely, he's going out there and kicking for you, and you know for a fact he could bang out a 55-yarder.
45 years and he's 40.
But here's my point.
You'd think
He was
he's
just
80,
on the
isn't he?
Giants like 2 years ago. What are these guys doing hopping team to team? Why is a franchise not keep locking
Getting
these
rid of
guys
kicker?
down? Yeah, no, why are they not locking these guys down?
Well,
Like, it doesn't.
I was literally, that's so funny. Double R said that. I was just about to ask you if you could name me the highest drafted kicker of all time. And he just told you the team. I don't know if you know who it is.
Bucks?
The Bucks drafted him. I don't know if Double R knows it. I was gonna be like, Matt, I'll give you $5. You could name who it was, but Double R might know. Double R, do you know? And he's right. McPherson did get drafted out of LSU. He was amazing. So.
Nice. No Google Double R. Don't Google.
No Google Double R. Come on. I know the name. Easy. I know it's school too. Because I was like, why the hell? They drafted him in the 2nd round too.
I was gonna say, I think that, like, I had heard of late 1st, early 2nd round.
Yeah, they traded up for, I think, the 2nd pick in the 2nd round and drafted
a kicker. Blank.
Out of Florida State.
Oh man, I know who it is. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Rough.
I can't tell you.
Did you know by the end of the episode?
Yeah. But all right, let's talk some NBA picks because yes, Garcia.
No. My main has it. Roberto Aguayo. There you go.
Oh,
I
thought it was who's that? No,
Roberto Aguayo. He was right. Look at that. He was terrible. He was one of the worst picks you've ever seen. But good for you, I mean.
No, that's impressive. That's very impressive. Get a round of applause for I mean there. But all right, let's talk NBA picks because I got a couple bets tonight, and I think I got a couple picks I think are going to be cashing out, and the first one that I have is taking place in a little bit. I'm going Hawks Bulls for this one, and I'm going Nikola Vucevic over 11.5 rebounds. Now the Hawks are the worst rebounding team when it comes to centers. They allow the most rebounds to opposing centers. And also, I mean, no Clint Capella is going to make a big impact on the glass. That's clear and evident. And, you know, that you look at the team around them, aside from Clint Capella, and these are all guys that are playing perimeter. So I'm going to be taking Vooch tonight, cleaning up the glass, just an easy 12 boards. He's been a double-double machine, so I'm definitely rocking with that one.
I like that one. I'm gonna stick to the Celtics, stick to what I know here. It's been very, very interesting because Jason Tatum does have a wrist injury, so he has slowed down a little bit in terms of trying to take over, which means Jaylen Brown, now that he's back, is going to go off a lot. They're playing a weak Orlando team again. It feels like we play Orlando every night. So that they've got him 30 points and a Boston win, plus 190. I like it. I think it's easy. He's been going off. He's back from an injury. He had a couple good games. I mean, they're playing a weak team. This is kind of just cruise control. add up the stats. I'd like to see Jason Tatum be the one that was continuing to score 30 every night because I want to see the guy win the MVP. But it sounds like he has a wrist injury that's going to be lingering, so he's going to have to play through that. So I think on nights like this against Orlando, this could be a Jaylen Brown game.
Okay, a little JB action, All right, on the other side of the game that I was picking, I'm going with the Atlanta Hawks. I'm taking DeJounte Murray over 27.5 points and assists. I think tonight is the night that he's going to be, exposing the defense, especially in the 1 and 2 position of the Chicago Bulls. Obviously, they don't have a true point guard back there. They're running a Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan type of ball handling situation. And everybody that watches basketball knows that these two guys don't really play much defense, right? Like these are two guys that are going to come out and they're going to give you buckets, but that's about it. Yeah. So I'm taking DeJounte Murray, 27 PRA. He could get this points and assists. I'm sorry, not points, rebounds, and assists. He could get this in points alone, and I think he's going to be distributing just as much as he's going to be scoring tonight. So 27.5 is a number I like getting in on.
I like that. I like that one. The Hawks team's very confusing to me. They were built very confusing to me.
You want to hear? And I'm going to say this: there's not many. We lost a couple views, since we stopped talking football. So since it's just the real Moneyline Madness viewers, I'm going to say something. If the Hawks blow it up, I would not be opposed to the Knicks going and trading for Trae Young.
I'm clipping that because I want people to see that.
I wouldn't be opposed.
You hate him. I mean, that's the funny thing.
I do, but you know what? It gives me
one of those guys, though.
It gives me major Roger Clemens vibes. You know what I'm talking about? Like Roger Clemens would come out and fucking kill the Yankees. What did the Yankees do when it came time? They said,
"You got him."
Come on, if you can't beat him, you can join him.
It's one of those guys you hate when he's not on your team. You love him when he is on your team.
Who would you guys give up? I mean, the thing is, we have anything. Like whenever a star comes around, we have all of the the space, the cap space.
Oh, Damian Lillard might be coming around.
I don't want 50-year-old Dame. And the Kansas City fan is still here. Let's go Chiefs. Respect to Miss Mercado. Respect. Oh, yeah. Let's go Chiefs.
She's excited, clearly.
Yeah, hey, how can you not be? You're in the AFC Championship. But I don't know. I'm not opposed to trading for.
No, I don't hate that. That wouldn't be a terrible idea. That's a guy. Like I said, he puts up a lot of points. So.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, like, you look at a backcourt of Brunson and Trae Young, and it's like how much defense is getting played. But when you're playing lengthy guys 3 through 5, I think you could cover up for that a little bit. I think that, pause. When it comes to the Knicks, they never give up those assets. Now, I just think this is like a little bit different. He's just so young. That's the thing. We haven't seen these types of guys come on the market that often. I mean, you could say Donovan Mitchell, but we got, Danny Ainge. There's not, we got held against our will. We wanted to take our whole house and then some.
But I do think the Hawks are going to blow it up. I don't know if he's been fired yet. Nate McMillan, I think he's going
to be very soon.
I think he's going to retire, if I'm not mistaken.
He wants to. Like, what, bro? He coached like 3 seasons.
Well, he's coached there 3. He's coached a couple of places, and they've been bad.
Well, he retired, and then he came out of retirement to coach. Yeah, you're going
I don't think he'll get another job, so I actually think it would be smart for him to retire. But
yeah.
They're going to have to blow that up. Nobody wants John Collins. That's what I've seen. Nobody. It's like, you paid him $20 million a year. He's barely a $10 million.
He should have bit when the Celtics wanted him about a season or 2 ago. Truthfully,
yeah,
the Celtics were willing to give up firsts for him, and they should have taken those.
Yeah, but the Celtics, I don't know if they would have made that deal for him because I don't know if he had that contract yet. They weren't giving him that contract, so I think the Celtics wouldn't have given up that many firsts for a 1-year guy because nobody. I don't know how he got that contract. His agent is amazing. He's a lot like remember when Tyler Johnson got like $80 million?
Yeah,
a lot like that. Like,
we talk about giving out bad deals all the time, dude. We always say Pat Riley not great at negotiating on the table.
That was the summer where the salary cap went up like 30%. We're gonna see that again soon too.
With the DirecTV
next year, when LeBron's a free agent again, I think.
What coincidental timing? He's gonna get 1 more contract into his age 45 season, and then he's gonna call it.
He's gonna play with his son.
Yep, I bet. Yeah,
did you see his son? Looks like he's going to Oregon.
Yeah, I did see that. John Collins and Miles Turner has been on the trade. Yeah, I mean,
you can put them up there with who's the other guy? There's somebody up there that's.
Brad Beal is always in trade talks.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to go anywhere. Dame Lillard also is too, but he doesn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah,
I don't know how. I don't know how you could stay somewhere year after year. They could prove to you they're not going to win, and then you stay there. I don't know.
Hey, loyalty though, bro. Loyalty.
Ah, fuck
what it's
loyalty. I want to win, right? That's
I
what
wanna
I'm
win
saying.
too.
That's what.
I want to win
Damn,
too.
I want to win.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I
Like,
agree. But you know what? He shot himself in the foot with that contract too. So
Yeah,
I don't,
that's-
I don't
I
feel
mean, did he though?
necessarily
I mean, he
bad.
makes a lot of money.
True.
So I mean, he's making what, 60 million next year? I
60
think.
mil. Yeah. So how much losing can the guy really be doing if you're making 60
Not
million?
much. He's
playing
making his after taxes. If you cut it in half, he's still making more than like half the league a year.
And
Like,
yeah,
that's
I
insane.
think so too. Double R, and then just wait. Once Bronny comes in, he could play a season or two, some Griffey type stuff, and then he'll get out of there. I agree. But all right, Andy, anything else you want to touch
Yeah,
on?
I got one quick college one. I'm gonna throw it in there. Kansas plus 2.5, coming off a ugly loss at home to TCU. Hadn't lost to TCU in almost over 20 years. Actually, they had never lost to TCU at home. I just think it had been 20 years since they started playing. So Kansas plus 2.5 against Baylor at Baylor. Baylor's a good team, but Kansas off a loss is a very dangerous team. Bill Self will have that team ready to play, even going on the road. That's a good Big 12. Everybody in the Big 12 can beat everybody. It's a really fascinating college basketball year. At this point, the only spot you don't want to be in is number 1, because number 1 has lost, I believe, 3 weeks in a row now. So just don't be the number 1 team in the country, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
If you are, you're gonna lose.
I mean, last night you saw what Houston lose to
Houston lost to Temple.
Temple, bro. I mean,
Temple.
we
Temple's
talked
got
about
some
it today.
good wins this year, but they've got some ugly losses.
Yeah, we talk about it because the one guy Harry that I do the Philly Voice show with, he's a big Temple guy,
I
and
wonder why.
he said today he took Temple, or Aton actually had taken Temple on the spread last night, and then had texted us, about it. But I mean, that's an impressive win for a team that's been looking.
No, that is. They've got a win over now Houston and Rutgers. Number 1 now is Purdue. They have a tough week coming up. Alabama's number 2.
And I was just gonna say, like, I'm sorry to cut you off, Andy.
No,
I just see Double R's comment, and like, I've had enough of the city of Philadelphia taking wins. All right, like, I'm enough is enough.
Their kryptonite is number 1. So
We'll see.
They when you beat the Celtics in the playoffs, then you can call yourself.
Yeah. I guess so.
Right.
It's sad because I'm stuck
And the
in middle
Phillies
of
are gonna suck.
Boston
Double
or
R.
Philly, like what? And the Phillies are gonna suck. Wow.
They got
take.
hot. All right.
Hot take. Hot.
That's not that hot.
take.
They got hot.
No, they
Right,
just
they were an
signed Trey
89 win
Turner. I don't know.
Trey Turner is there.
That is a big deal. But all right, we're gonna be back. Obviously Thursday night we're gonna be talking some basketball bets, some preview of this football weekend.
More college, I think, too.
And maybe we'll dive into the World Baseball Classic, talk rosters and stuff like that, because I'm very excited.
The U.S. lineup today. Oh,
bro,
I'm
it's
gonna have to get me a
good.
Pete Alonso jersey.
It's looking. Those jerseys are going to be clean too, and I'm not going to get the hate out of my heart because it's New York until I die, no matter what. And Philly, at some point or another, we will be back for vengeance. We will, I promise. So, that's going to wrap us up for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Double R, we appreciate you, bro. I mean, thank you, Ed. We appreciate you, my brother. Miss Brucato, hope you have a great night. And
everybody.
Everybody, thanks for all the support. We appreciate you guys. We've been running up the numbers on just about every platform as of late. Just really taking the world by storm, one day at a time. We're making our way up. So we appreciate you guys for coming along the ride with us, and we look forward to a great rest of the year. And let's just keep it on. Let's do it. So see you guys Thursday. Have a good night, everybody.